debating doing that. Kevin has been telling me to do that. That's what he does. He has no cash in his accounts because it's all invested, and he just uses margin as like a piggy bank to go and pay for anything.
Yeah. I mean, if you can negotiate your rate down, it's kind of worthwhile. The only difference between that and a mortgage is you don't get that tax deduction off of the mortgage interest, which is capped, but you do get your margin interest is deductible. So on your capital gains.
Right.
Check with a CPA. I'm not an attorney.
What would you do? Because I got taxes coming up, and I got a big tax bill. I have the cash to pay the tax bill. Kevin, what he's doing is he's basically just getting a larger margin loan against his portfolio to pay his taxes. I'm debating it because it's like, on the one hand, it's just peace of mind. Like, okay, it's done. I don't know anything. It is what it is. I'm back to square one again. Or I could borrow it.
I think if you had something that you wanted to invest in, you actively were like, I need to have this money to invest in this, I would do what he's doing. He's fully invested. He's fully on margin. And when he needs money to pay his tax bill, he's going deeper into margin. If you don't have that investment in mind that you want to do, I would totally just pay it, because otherwise you're paying more taxes. You're paying interest, and you're not putting that money to work for you in whatever, because you don't have an investment.
But assuming I would invest it.
Assuming you would invest it, you just have to do the math. Are you going to beat the margin rate and any penalties on delaying on paying your taxes, or are you just going to pay it?
Well, I would be paying it.
Because that's also, you could just decide not to pay your taxes and pay the penalty.
No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I made that mistake last year by doing I didn't pay my estimated taxes, because I've always...
I hate estimated taxes.
I know, same.
So stupid.
I just figured I'm just going to pay a big lump sum at the end of the year, and that'll be fine. But it's just... I mean, in hindsight, it would have been better for me just to pay the estimated. But I liked having more cash on hand, especially when the market was dropping, to be able to buy in even more.
Yeah. So I now make my estimated payments, and I do it based on a percentage of what the previous year was, which is such a weird system anyway, because you don't know what your previous year was, because you're always filing. I'm sure you are filing an extension and filing at the last.
I've never filed an extension.
So you probably don't invest in many startup companies. They're notoriously slow at getting K1s to you, and you can't file your taxes until you have all your K1s. And so I end up having to push my taxes back, and so I don't know what I owe, and so I'm now making estimated taxes on what I think an estimate of my estimated tax. The whole thing is...
Wait a second. Okay, so I've already paid 100% of what I paid last year in taxes. So technically then I could file an extension.
Yes.
And because I've already paid 100% of the last year, I'd get...
I think it's 110%. There's a safe harbor amount.
Sure.
Just check on that. But yeah, you pay a certain amount based on what you paid last year, and then you can file an extension. And if you owe more this year than you did last year, you're not going to get penalized. Supposedly. Not tax advice.
That changes everything. I'm going to do that.